What was your first job?
My first job?
Jae Millz. Before you was Jae Millz, you was Jarvis Millz. Or were you Millsy at this time when you got your first job?
I wasn't Millsy. I was Jarvis Million.
Okay, Jarvis Million.
That should sound crazy.
How old were you? Paint the picture.
13, 14.
Okay, so what was the first job?
I had a summer youth job. I had a summer youth job in Harlem, New York City.
Okay.
In Esplanade Gardens.
I'm laughing because I've been there before. Okay.
All right. I had shout out to all my peoples in Esplanade Gardens, Uptown, Lenox Ave, Harlem.
I wonder, is that like still a job now? Probably.
Oh, this is crazy. All right, so I had a summer youth job. So summer youth was I don't know if they still got it or whatever, but that was
somebody jump in the comments and let us know.
Yeah, let me know if summer youth is still a thing. I'm that old. And it was when you become 14, you could get your working paper, your working permit or something, and you can go get a summer job. So it would only be certain jobs that you could get that you could choose from, right? So when I saw the list, for summer youth jobs, I saw something that said beautification. So in my mind, I'm young,
you're artsy.
14, I'm artsy. I'm like, beautification. That sounds like it's gonna be some chicks in there. That sounds like I don't know what it is because I'm 14, but I think beautification sounds like something where it's gonna be some girls in there.
Some beautiful women.
Beautiful, magnificent. I get to the job the first day and I see like the big trash thing with the big garbage bag and a broom and like a...
How are you dressed for this job?
I probably had on like a jersey with some shorts.
You were so not ready for summer youth.
I didn't... Beautification.
You went fly.
There's going to be some joints in here. It's going to be some joints.
Some joints, all right, to that trash.
There's some water bugs. There's some roaches and... It's mice. That's what it is. So they gave me like all these little appliances.
Keep in mind, he didn't live in Esplanade.
No, I didn't live in Esplanade. If Esplanade is on 145th up to like 149th, from Lenox to 7th, all these buildings. I lived on 144th between 7th and Lenox. So it was walking distance.
Okay, so what rapper was from like that area for those that are not from Harlem?
From the 40s.
Give it to us.
Between Lenox and 7th, Lenox up there. Well, Loon is from 144th between 7th and Lenox. So shout out to Loon. Me and Vado.
Loon, who's now Brother Amir.
Yeah, Brother Amir. All praises due.
Okay.
Me and Vado, we from 144th between 7th and Lenox. 143rd, it's a few people from 143rd. I don't want to forget nobody right now. I don't want. Is Loaded Lux from 140? I think Loaded Lux might be from 142nd too,
or close to that area.
But he's from 8th Avenue. Uncasa from 142nd, 8th Avenue. Had Ice from 142nd, 143rd, 141st up there, 8th Avenue. Okay. Charlie Clips from 142nd. Mace from 139th.
Okay. So he's painting a picture of all these people that are from that area. Okay.
We all from
that area.
From that area.
Okay.
I forgot where I was going with this.
You were just telling us, so you showed up the first day. I just wanted to paint the picture for everybody that wasn't.
I forget things all the time. I got to ask it. What was I talking about again?
That's okay. I just wanted to paint the picture of the area where you were at in Harlem.
Yes. This is where I'm at this moment.
Okay.
So and then I get there and I think
with your jersey on.
Beautification, and they give me like this spray. Like the spray, like for when you spraying the
pest control.
Pest control.
Like what we use in the
garage.
So
make a long story short, for y'all people who don't know what beautification is, right? I was basically a janitor. When I got there, they could have just put janitorial work or janitor, and they put beautification. That's wild extra work. You could have just put janitor. You didn't have to put beautification. We live in California, and sometimes the helicopter be looking for people. Like it'd be high-speed chases, it'd be crazy. So if you just heard that helicopter, that's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, beautification. That
like beautiful people.
Yeah, and I feel like I just spent a bunch of time on beautification, so I'm not even going to go to the next job. I'm going to let you say one of the jobs that you had back in the day. Because we got a few. Okay,
so my first job was in Jersey at a restaurant called John's Place. Sounds like Rachel's Place.
Where Rachel's Place? No, now you got to tell the people where Rachel's Place is. You tried to slide Rachel's Place in
Family Manners.
Family Manners. Family Matters.
Family Matters. I'm sorry.
She said Family Manners.
It does sound like
Stephon
I'm sorry.
Raquel would be ashamed of
I'm
you right
sorry. I worked at a
Laura
place.
look crazy now too, but that's a different conversation.
I worked at a place called John's Place. It sounds hilarious, right? So myself and Daria, which is one of my childhood friends,
one of her best friends,
still to this day.
Shout out to Daria.
Shout out to Daria.
Made wild cakes with Journey,
and she will probably she would probably pull up a picture of us. We wore black pants and white shirts. And aprons. So we were busting tables. We weren't actually waitresses. We were busting the tables because we were working under the table.
What's busting the table?
Like cleaning the tables off, grabbing the tips.
You ain't take orders. You couldn't. Nobody
didn't
order
at first.
Cheeseburger deluxe or nothing.
It was like a soul food restaurant, but it was in Newark. But it was really, really popular. A lot of people from New York used to come over. No, unfortunately, the owners passed away. But it was a really rest in peace. It was a really, really popular restaurant in Newark back in the 90s, and it went on for decades. And after a while, we stayed there busting tables, and then we would do the breakfast. So then we started serving after a while. And it was pretty interesting.
Came up in the world?
We came up. We got really, really good tips. We used to keep our nails done, get our doobies done, and go to the mall. So it was a great start for us to start making money. And then after that, I will say my first official job where I received the actual paper paycheck was McDonald's. So we worked at with Daria as well. We worked at McDonald's on Route 22 in Union, New Jersey.
Oh, you was in the middle of it.
So it was night and day going from the restaurant, the black owned soul food restaurant with a bar. With a bar. To McDonald's where we made Happy Meals and wore headsets. So that was like, and we wore uniforms.
When you used to leave at night, you used to take like wild cheeseburgers. Or they ain't chicken.
You know what's funny? Back then they had chicken selects. Those were like the biggest things. Chicken selects was like the big thing when we worked there.
Please.
Chicken selects.
This wasn't a topic. This wasn't a topic.
And I will say this. McDonald's taught me a lot of structure. It taught me about budgeting because we used to get paid weekly.
You said McDonald's taught about budgeting.
It taught me about budgeting my checks because we used to get taxes taken out and everything. So the thing with McDonald's was at that time they had us selling supersize. Supersize was like the biggest thing at that time. Try to sell everybody on supersizing their meals. So if they came in and ordered a number 1 or number 2, which was $2.99 at the time, that's how old we are. See if they'll supersize it for 39 cents more. They'll get more fries and a larger drink. That was the thing back then.
Okay.
And they always threw me in the drive-thru. So I always had the headset on.
Oh, if I knew you and I pulled up to the drive-thru.
And anybody who knew me, I would hook them up.
Now look, you just said something about chicken selects, right? And you know me. You know me very well. What is the one thing that McDonald's serves?
Oh God,
that makes me so. It just makes me highly upset.
Okay,
what is the one thing that if I could have a conversation with the people at McDonald's that makes the decisions on when to bring this disgusting sandwich back and put it in front of my face?
The McRib.
Oh my God, the McRib, yo. Who keeps deciding to bring the McRib back?
So this is the thing.
It's not even a rib. It's not a Mick. It's nothing.
So this is the thing with the McRib. Okay, so this is the thing with the McRib
on a sandwich.
Jarvis didn't grow up Muslim like I did. I grew up in a Muslim household, so I never ate pork. I didn't even know what was in a McRib. When they sold McRibs, I never touched them. I never ate them. It was
just greedy.
I didn't even know what it was. So for him, he always yearned to find out what the big McRib tastes like.
I learned my lesson.
He learned a couple years ago when they brought it back, and he just had to try it. And he still, to this day, doesn't know what that meat is.
I don't know why they keep bringing.
And we love McDonald's.
Why they keep bringing the McRib back? It's really not that serious. But they just keep finding a way to bring the McRib back. So when you said chicken selects, I'm like, that wasn't a topic. But if they could
brought you to the McRib.
Why they don't bring chicken selects back? Yeah. Why KFC don't bring back potato wedges? I don't want to get chicken with French fries from KFC. Y'all don't do French fries. Bring potato wedges back. Bring the honey barbecue wings back. The 4 wings with the biscuit.
It's probably gonna be like $9 now.
It was $2 before.
No, ain't nothing.
And I'm trying to figure out why is the 2 cheeseburger meal at McDonald's $10 after tax? That is insane.
After I said it was $2.99 when I worked there.
It was $2.99 with the
Plus
tax. It was $3.24. If you had $3.25, you could tell them keep the change. This wasn't even a topic.
You had to take a drink to that. I got you worked up.
Now your head ain't get cured, man. Now your head ain't get cured. All right, so back to the previous jobs, right? I worked in KB Toy Store. I worked in KB Toy Store doing the night shift overnight for the holidays. So this is how crazy this job was. It was a good job, though. It paid good. It wasn't a bad job. But I think this was the first time I had a job where I was working the night shift.
Okay.
So I used to have to be to work like 11, 12, and I would stay, or maybe it was 1 in the morning, and I would stay till like 8, like 8 or 9 or something like that. And we used to go to lunch at like 3:30.
That was
weird. Nothing open at that time.
That was weird.
But I remember when I would get to work, the store's closed, and when I leave, the store's about to open. So we was the people that's in there putting the stickers on the toys and the boxes. One person downstairs, he opening the box, throwing the toys up. I'm putting a sticker on it, throw it to my other guy.
Kind of like a warehouse type of thing.
We in there listening to Nas. We in there listening to mixtapes. I ain't even gonna lie. I remember being like, this is what people be. So I will always say all of these stores with the gates closed. So it's people in there right now doing the same thing that we doing. Like,
absolutely.
And then when I get off, I would be super tired. I would go home, sleep all day. That's why I said it wasn't the job that was crazy. I think it was the sleep pattern. I would sleep all day, wake up, my moms would be cooking. I would eat and then get back to transportation and go back to work.
And that's the thing. A lot of people work overnight shifts and it changed their sleep patterns forever.
Yeah.
Like,
it
like
does.
people that work those overnight shifts at the post office and different places like that. Shout out to anybody who works overnight jobs. We appreciate you.
Shout out to
Amazon.
everybody watching this right now and listening to this at their job.
Yes,
like, shout out to y'all.
Definitely. We appreciate you because it's not for everybody. Everybody can't do overnight jobs.
It's not. I had my friend get me a job one time at this place called the Little Pie Company in New York City. Pause, but it was in the meatpacking district. Just for I didn't want to say that, but I wanted to tell people where it was at, but it was hard to explain it. Pause, all of that. That was crazy. I probably shouldn't even said that, but that's the location of.
Okay.
And
what did you do in the place?
I didn't really do shit because I only lasted like a day. So I'm gonna tell you what happened, right? It was a place where you make the pies and you put them in there. I think I might have burnt the pies or something.
God.
I did something. And the dude, my man who got me the job was my boy Terrence. He had got me the other job that I had that I was going to talk about too.
Oh, Terrence liked you.
He lived right across the street from me. Those were my boys. My man Omen that did a lot of beats for me. He did What's Up, and all of that. This was his cousin, and we went to school together.
Okay.
We went to high school together. So shout out to my boy T. And he was like, yo, they'll hire you right there on the spot. So I'm like, all right, bet. I go to the job interview.
Nothing like what you thought.
They hired me that day, come in tomorrow. I'm like, I got a job. I go in there, and I felt like the boss was just giving, I don't know, maybe if it was the Virgo in me, he was giving me like some wow.
He was a little saucy with you?
Yeah, like fam, like I don't give a fuck about these pies, bro. Like I really don't care. Like you wilding, right? You talking to me crazy. You know what? Fucking apron.
You had an apron.
Took that shit off. And I remember my man called me. He was like, yo, bro, I got off at 1. You were supposed to get off at 6. How are you already on the block at 3:30?
Because you gave his boy the apron back.
Going to her 19th, man. Give me some loud.
I think that was me with the telemarketing job.
What you was doing, telemarketing?
For 2 weeks. I lasted one check.
I lasted 2 hours.
So in West Virginia, when I went to West Virginia, a few of my friends and I, we thought, okay, we need another job. We all had work study jobs, but that wasn't enough. They weren't paying that much. So we was like, all right, we're going to go try out for some jobs. And my friend Mindy at the time, she was the only one that had a car.
Was Mindy white?
Yes.
I don't know any black girls
Shout out
named
to Mindy. That was my girl in school. So Mindy. So
she probably say, hey Dana.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mindy in years.
Hey,
that
Dana.
was my girl.
Hey Dana.
So she was one of the ones that applied for the job with us. It was about 3 or 4 of us. And we applied for this telemarketing job, and we were selling long distance service, like phone service. So we were like in these cubicles, and they had us read like these paragraphs off the screen. And we were college students. We were all like 19, 18, 19, 20. So none of us took it really that serious. It was just like for a few extra dollars so we could shop. All we wanted to do was shop. We didn't really care about anything else. And the women and the guys that worked there, they took it so serious. Like, it was like the end of the world. We were like reading the scripts, laughing at each other in the cubicles, playing around. And I remember like the older people in there was looking at us like we was crazy. Like, can you guys be quiet? We're trying to work here. You know, they was like taking it real serious. And we were like,
they was in there listening to the Quiet Storm.
Yeah, and we was like, this is a joke. And I remember we would be like in the cubicles eating candy and laughing at each other while we was reading the scripts. Like, we were trying to sell long distance service to people that never wanted it. They were always hanging up on us. So we would listen to each other's calls and like just laugh. We never took it serious. But now that I'm older and I've worked with younger people over the years, why
they was telling you, keep down on that goddamn noise back there.
I get why they were so serious. They had real bills. They had kids, husbands, wives. And we just didn't really take it serious. So all of us collectively, like after we got our first check, we was just like, we need to quit. This is not it. Like, it's a joke. And I felt bad later on, like when I thought about it over the years, I was like, wow, these people were really feeding their families off of this. And we were joking. But when you're that age, you don't really take it that serious. They're like, I'm in college. I'm about to have a career. Like, this is a joke. I don't even need this job. My parents don't even know that I went out for a job like this. This is just something to get me a new outfit to go to the club.
Yeah, when you young, you don't look at things the same way that you
but I'm glad I did something. Yeah, I'm glad I did something like that, because once I got in other positions and I was manager and I had younger people working for me, I knew how to talk to them and approach the situation when I had to explain to them different things about how serious to take different things in the office, because they just didn't, you know. And I was that young person at one time. Like, I'm not taking this serious. This is a joke. I can quit this today and still go to school tomorrow. Yeah. And I'm still going to the club on Thursday. I'm still going to find a new outfit. Like, so I didn't take it serious at that time. Yeah. But it's just funny to think back, like how you threw the apron down. You didn't have no worries. You was just like, whatever.
This apron. Fuck you and this and these pies. And shout out to the little pie company. Because y'all. And
that's how I felt about the long distance. And that's
how I want to do a brand deal with me right now. I done talked all this craziness about the pie company. I love y'all.
And that's how I felt about the long distance at that time. But it was something that was really important because I lived really, really far from home. So if my mom didn't have long distance, she wouldn't have been able to contact me at school. Yeah. So it was just a lesson. And I'm glad I did things like that because it made me appreciate, you know, certain things. And I learned my lesson as I got older.
Yeah. As you, with certain things.
I needed to do that.
When you look back at a lot of previous jobs you had, and this is not just us, this is just like everybody watching and listening too. When you look back at a lot of the previous jobs you had, you could probably see why you didn't make it. You know, like how you just said when you were younger, you didn't understand the older people in the cubicles. No. When I was younger, I didn't understand the guy looking at it like, yo, you burning these pies. Like, we got a long line. We got people that put in orders, and we told them they could be here in 20 minutes to pick up they order that they made over the phone. You burnt them. Now we got to. They got to wait
our customer service.
I didn't understand that as a kid.
So now that we're older,
it's a lot of different things.
Yeah,
that,
definitely.
You know, I always say this. I feel like living life, that's your resume to like your next chapter. You know, like all of your jobs and
they lead
things
up to
you
who
had,
you are now.
like, you know, all of the things that you went through when you were younger, all the things I went through when I was younger, it all makes me who I am now. Like, there might have been certain jobs that you had that you didn't understand it at that time, but it might have made you a better mother.
Yeah,
you know, or it might have been jobs that I had I didn't understand at that time, but it might have made me a better man getting fired.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can understand the severity of something like that. So
I will say, I many years ago, I worked for Verizon, and my trainer, we had training for 4 weeks. And
you was at the Verizon joint. Like, did you ever get like a dude you was messing with, like a free phone or something like that you wasn't supposed to?
No. Just family members.
You wasn't so.
Just family members.
Nah.
Just family members.